Hi, I'm Amy from Amy's Healthy Baking. Here in my kitchen, I like to share recipes that are lightened up and full of flavor. Today, I'm making an oatmeal raisin cake that's perfect for breakfasts and snacks. It's really tender with lots of soft oats and sweet raisins throughout, and it kind of reminds me of my favorite oatmeal raisin cookies. So if you're ready to bake, let's get started. This recipe begins with 2 of my pantry staples, which are Bob's Red Mill whole wheat flour and quick cooking oats. Quick cooking oats are smaller and thinner than old-fashioned rolled oats. This means they soften faster, and that gives your cake a really nice tender texture. Then comes baking powder and baking soda. And then finally, spices and salts. And you'll whisk these together. So the spices are cinnamon, nutmeg, and ginger. And the idea for the ginger came from a cookie I had on vacation years ago. That oatmeal raisin cookie used ginger as a special secret ingredient to give it this really nice, warm, and cozy background flavor. So I added ginger to this cake to get that same delicious taste. Time for the next step. In this bowl, I have a small amount of melted butter. Melted coconut oil or any other neutral tasting oil will also work. Then you'll whisk in egg whites. The protein in the egg whites helps your cake maintain its shape while it cools. You'll also whisk in some vanilla extract. Next, you'll stir in Greek yogurt. The Greek yogurt adds lots of moisture to the batter, and it gives your cake a protein boost. Then you'll add maple syrup. Not too much. This is a breakfast cake, so it's going to have the sweetness level of muffins or scones rather than a true dessert cake. Now we're at a key step called alternating additions. This just means you alternate between adding the flour mixture and the milk. So you'll start by adding in some of the flour mixture. Stir it in. Add some milk. Stir it in. Alternate back to the flour mixture. Stir it in. And keep going until you run out of flour and milk. I actually use a fork to do this. Stand mixers and handheld mixers tend to overmix batters that have very little butter or oil like this one. Overmixing can lead to tough or gummy textures, but when you use alternating additions and a fork to gently stir in the ingredients, you end up with a cake that has a really nice and tender texture. Now it's time to fold in the raisins. I actually have a secret trick, which is I hydrate my raisins. So to do that, add the raisins to a bowl, top with water, and then cover with a lid or plastic wrap. Microwave the bowl for about a minute, and then let the raisins sit and soak up the hot water. That makes the raisins really plump and juicy. The batter is all done and ready for the pan. I've coated a 9-inch square pan with cooking spray, and I'll spread the batter into that. So I have a special trick for getting the batter into all 4 corners of the pan, which is to shake the pan back and forth corner to corner, and then to wiggle it side to side. And you're going to look and feel very silly doing this, but I promise it works like a charm. Time to bake. I just pulled the cake out of the oven. It rose nicely and it smells incredible. So cozy and comforting. It's important to let the cake cool to room temperature before you cut it. This is because the structure hasn't fully set yet until it cools completely. So I know it's really hard to wait that long, but it does make a big difference in the texture on the inside. Now there's only one thing left to do. Lots of soft oats, sweet raisins, and cozy spices. This really does taste just like my favorite oatmeal raisin cookies. Remember to subscribe to my channel for more delicious lightened up recipes. You can find a printable version of this recipe on my website, amyshealthybaking.com. And if you make this oatmeal cake, leave me a comment and tell me what you think. I always love to hear from you. I swear, I feel so goofy, but it works really well.